Art. It is all around us. Wherever you go and whatever you do, art will always be involved. You even see it on the walls of Vancouver as you walk by on a normal day. And in today's society, art isn't getting the amount of appreciation it deserves. It has greatly influenced people, especially young teenagers and young adults, who wish to pursue a career in the arts. Many think that having a career in the arts will lead to no stability in job and income. But that is not the case. There are young artists who are pressured or forced into taking a different path, such as sciences and trades, because of the reliable finance and stability. The young generation of artists who dream of becoming successful in the arts are sometimes pressured by the parents to pick a much more stable career. Some might say you can do arts on the side instead, but what if that's not what you want to do? What if you're fully set in becoming the singer or dancer you want to be? There can still be success in the arts as long as you love what you do. It's important to value the arts in our community because of how powerful and inspirational it is, especially to the younger generation today. Art tells and shares stories and also helps express yourself.
Since I've been done dance and visual arts, I feel like, and I had to study some history of art. I feel like it's representation of culture, your identity. It's an expression of self, pretty much. I feel like it's not kind of like sciences or math, or it has a one objective. It's just it can be up to anybody's interpretation.
It becomes a waste of talent and opportunity when a young aspiring artist decides to pick a different path instead of pursuing their passion. Julianne Isito is a talented 19-year-old visual artist, dancer, and singer. She has always wanted to pursue a career as an animator and cartoonist for movies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's sad, but yeah. Because, oh my gosh. When I was, ever since I was little, I was there's no way I'm going into science. I don't get this. It's not natural. It doesn't come naturally to me. But then I always looked forward to the art classes. Because I was I get that. I understand what I'm doing, what it's supposed to be. So, even in high school, I was I'm definitely going to the arts. I was I'm not taking physics or chem or bio. And that's why I also took IB art, because I was for sure, I'm going into this. And when I did ballet, I was so dead set on becoming an actual ballerina one day that I was considering doing, the programs are half and half. And then so honestly, most of my younger years, up until maybe grade 11 or 12, were I'm going to the arts. I don't know exactly which ones, but it's going to be the arts for sure.
But her path turned when she decided to choose sciences in hopes of now becoming a dietitian. Being in a family with members who are in sciences and engineering, it influences Julianne to follow the same footsteps. Deep down, the dream of becoming an animator still sits in her heart, and she wishes to go back to being the artist she once was. During her TED Talks, Why Art Matters, Dr. Linda F. Nathan, who is the founding headmaster of Boston Arts Academy, strongly emphasized the benefits of a sustained study in the arts. She quoted, "I would never argue that a sustained study of the music creates math geniuses, but I would say that the skills required in the sustained study in the arts teaches students how to transfer those skills into academic arenas as well. There are more to the arts than people think." Julianne isn't the only teen artist who chose a different path, but so did 19-year-old Bertha Minondo.
The type of art I mostly did was drawing and painting, and mostly abstract. I didn't really get into acrylic painting until grade 12, grade 11 of high school, and then I mostly just did with a pencil. When I was in high school, I mostly took art as all my electives, so I would take ceramics, drawing and painting, and it really helped me because when I was in high school, I also took other harder courses. So for me, it was easier, and it was more of a stress reliever for me. And I don't know, just being able to paint, it's a good way to be creative and let out your creativity.
Just like Julianne, her family is a big influence since her dad is an architect and her brothers work in industrial engineering. And if her dad wasn't against having a career in the arts, Bertha would have been pursuing her passion as an acrylic and oil artist right now.
My dad was a big influence on me. He used to be in architecture, and he's always wanted me to go into a science field or something. but he was okay with trades because he used to do trades. But when I was in high school, I was really good at art and like painting, but he never supported anything in that. Like he was like, oh, it's a good like thing to do for fun. Like it's not a career you should go into. You need to make money and like to support yourself.
Roberta Bierman and Jay Marlinga are owners of A3 District, one of the well-known dance studios in Vancouver. They truly support the arts as they are clearly pursuing a profession in dance. They are living proof that you can achieve and make a living within arts occupation.
I think art is important. I mean, obviously I'm a dancer, so dance has always been important to me. I think art is important in kids to adults because that's the creative side of your brain that you need to exercise. Like even just drawing, like any type of being creative, it's so important for your brain to express that and exercise that part. Dance specifically, it's not just art, it's athletic too, so it's kind of ticking off all the boxes, but yeah, you need to express yourself, and that's what art is. It's how to express yourself.
I think it's like an escape as well, that you can just go into something, there's no right or wrong, and you can just go for it, and there's no boundaries within a person's art. Yeah.
Some people may agree that the arts isn't getting the recognition it deserves, and people aren't appreciating it as much nowadays. And that needs to change.
I do think it is. I feel like there's a lot of people who think like, oh, you can't make it, or you're not going to make enough money, or it's too hard, or they're pressured by their parents.
I think people appreciate it, but only when it's like a seeing is believing. So they appreciate it, it's amazing, it's all these things, they want all these things, but they don't appreciate the journey to get there or what it takes to put into it.
Yeah. I think like, especially being like working artists, like we struggle with that a lot with any job. People are like, oh, well, can you just come do this for exposure, for the opportunity? And we're like, no, we've been putting in years and hours and money of our life into this craft. We deserve to be paid just like how you're getting paid for this event. To run the event, we should be paid to be your talent at the event. So I think in that sense, a lot of people don't understand or appreciate.
In an article called The Importance of Art in the Daily Life, written by David Norris in December 12, 2011, he explained how art can be involved in many aspects of our regular daily lives. Wherever we go and whatever we do, we can never escape from art. Art brings joy to us every day, whether we watch it, see it, or hear it, such as art galleries, possibly graffiti, dancers, singers, songs, makeup tutorials on YouTube, etc. Art is always there. There is so much more to art than what we see and what we know of it. Being an artist requires as much work and passion as being an electrician or a lawyer. If you are an artist, you should be proud of the gift you have. If you were born to be a dancer, a singer, a composer, or anything that defines you as an artist, nothing should stop you from pursuing that dream.
And I remember them being like, what do you want to be? What do you want to do? And I was like, I want to be a dance teacher. I want to own a studio. I want to do all these things. And they're like, you can't do, that's not a career. And I remember being like, yes it is. And I literally went home and like talked to all my dance teachers and was like, see, look, they're doing this. And like having to prove that right from the start, like, I don't know. I knew I wanted it and I knew it was worth the work. I love it.
If you are a young teen and or adult who is struggling or deciding on whether you should pursue a profession in the arts or not, follow your heart if that is what you are truly passionate about. And eventually, it will lead you to success.
People are so scared financial or again
Stability or not making it. But I think that risk goes with any career. So why is it so much scarier? Because this is not a stable industry. It's not a necessity. So I get that, and of course have that in the back of your head because you always want to plan that. But yeah, take that risk and go into it because the risk is just like going through school and hopefully getting a job because that is very competitive too, just like this is. But I feel like pushing against the societal norms because that one, it seems so much more safe, but in the end of the day, it's just as competitive.
Yeah, and you're gonna get told no 1,000 times before you get a job. Just like how you would after you graduate from school. You apply for jobs, you don't get them, it's the same thing. But you have to have perseverance and be able to humble yourself with any art because it's so subjective. Like everything that you do as an artist is so subjective. People are gonna love it, they're gonna hate it, they're gonna think it's they're gonna, come at you at all different angles. You have to just like trust who you are, what you have to offer,
and then surround yourself with people who support that because That's, I think, what's different in this environment versus any other career is that you do have to have a little bit of thicker skin because it's so subjective. It's not like this is right, this is wrong. So you have to surround yourself with people because you will hit those rock bottoms like on a daily, on a weekly, like or forever. That they'll, you know what I mean, like your cheerleaders that'll continue pushing you through, or like someone to go through with, so that when you're at the bottom, you're at the bottom at least together. But then when you're at the top, you're at the top together. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, find good people,
Yeah.
loyal people,
And persevere together. Yeah.
We are all artists.